Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel, the Model Car Cup Series, and another installment of Now That's Cool. A few videos ago I did coverage of a gathering, A Day with a Wolf, that we have annually. Gerald Wolf hosts, and always great to get with some guys I've known for many years. And John Larkin was there and had an absolutely stunning rig and race car, and this thing is a replica of the real thing. But I'm not going to get into it so much as I'm going to let John talk about it. So we're going to get over there and do that, and at the end of the video I'm going to have some stills that I took of it as well, because this thing is cool. Stick around. Hey guys, we're here with my buddy John Larkin, who I've known many a year, and he has got something that is cool. Let me get the camera turned around and we'll let John tell you about it. John has a very unique and cool project that he has some history with, and I want him to share it with you. John, tell us about this thing.
He says it's
I grew up watching Buck Simmons race at Kingsport Speedway back in the 60s, watching initially winged modifieds, and as they went away from the modifieds and went to full-bodied cars, he graduated up to a 64 Chevelle. The story I got on this car was it actually still has a 55 Chevy frame under it, which he used in the modifieds, and they just fitted it with the body and kept racing with the same chassis and with a big block Chevy.
So it's the same chassis as the wing car?
Same chassis as the wing car is the story that I was told. Now, I have no perfect confirmation. I'm going on a couple of guys in Georgia that give me some information on that. Anyway, this is a car that he ran when he would run at Appalachian Speedway later in, this would have been the early 70s. This particular picture was taken in Florida, I understand, when he was down that way. He ran all over Georgia, Florida, and East Tennessee. One story that I got was that Kingsport was his favorite track because he said he had the best winning percentage there. He said he won more races per the number of races that he raced there than anywhere that he raced. Also won at Bulls Gap, several other tracks up there. He ran, I think, at Atomic and also down in Newport. He would run all those up there on weekends when he came up. Anyway, Buck passed a number of years ago, but I've never forgot. I grew up watching him race, and he was an inspiration and made me a motorhead, so that's why I wanted to build it.
You know, I think a lot of us have those heroes that we remember too. So tell us about this that you just had to do to honor him. And notice, guys, the truck in the background there too. And bow tie on the back all the way up. Well, yep. John, you want to start with the truck or the car?
Doesn't matter. The hauler is the AMT Racer's Wedge chassis and body. I took the rails out of the tracks from the Racer's Wedge, used those, scratch built the rest of the hauler so it would be longer, different angle, and would have a tire rack on it. We made the decals on an Alps printer. I had some old diamond plate that I acquired years and years ago. Tires are out of the parts box. I did find a 3D printed winch, but the rest of it is scratch built from the bumper to every other piece that's there. It's got clearance lights that I got out of a spot model out of Europe. I did drill the headlights out, put buckets in them and put lenses in them so they would look correct, and just tried to do some detail painting and blacking out where I could to make things look correct.
Well, the hauler by itself is a great piece of work.
I appreciate that. The car.
And let's talk about this hot rod.
The car is the 65 Malibu modified stalker, and it's been modified to be a 64 using a resin hood and a resin grill shell It has parts box wheels and tires, which matched what was on the car, the actual picture of the car. The grill is photo etched that I cut down out of a '64 Impala photo etched grill. The rest of it, I did separate the grill shell and the bumper so that I had the separation of the body piece, the red piece that goes between them. Scratch built the little push bar that is on the actual car. The holes in the hood were drilled using a milling machine. We have a small shoreline. I had to make a jig to hold them, and then that way I could keep them spaced and keep them in line. The windshield is held in with duct tape on the real car, so I use bare metal foil for that.
Is that the aluminum bare metal foil?
Yes, that's the brushed aluminum bare metal foil.
Well, it does. It looks like duct tape.
And as far as the interior, I put belts in it. I think those were and maybe some hardware I had at home, and I made the belts out of some material that was at home. I made all the little panels out of evergreen, used a pounce wheel to simulate the rivets. Just tried to make it look as real as I could. The hood pins and trunk deck lid pins are photo etch. I'm sorry, not photo etch. They are 3D printed. I bought them from Spot Model out of Spain.
I've got a room in the house.
They're very 3D. I like them real well.
Yeah. And this rear end, I love it.
Yeah, it's drilled, and
I wipe a lot on these two cars I got too.
I tried to make it as accurate as I could to the real car. I watched that car run a bunch, so I wanted to see if I couldn't replicate it as soon as I found the pictures.
Killer.
And obviously my son Trey designed and printed the decals for me.
So custom printed decals in the family. How cool is that? When I got here, guys, this was on the truck. In fact, John, stick it back up on the truck like you had it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And let's, I mean, the whole rig. This is just cool, guys. Look at that.
What year is it?
John, absolutely outstanding. And that captures the look of the era. And
Late
just what the
60s.
guys ran back then. That
Late
was just
60s, early 70s. That's what
Yeah.
you'd see any Saturday night.
That's right. That's right. John, my friend, thank you so much for sharing.
And thank you, Mark.
And I can't wait to share this. Well, guys, that's it. That's cool. Later, guys.